Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, and I'm picking up my Subnautica Below Zero hardcore game. I had an interesting conversation with someone the other day who had also played Subnautica Below Zero, and they were very surprised that I didn't find Marguerite's base. They said that they admit they haven't won the game yet, but they're saying like, I thought that I thought that Marguerite's quest was the main plot of the game. So, okay, apparently I missed a substantial chunk of the plot and the game and everything, and content, which is interesting. It was interesting that I was able to win the game without finding the plot. But whatever. I guess I'll keep searching. Apparently, Marguerite's base is out there. It's a weird design choice if they made it possible to, not find her and apparently do quests for her or something. Apparently, like, it's this multi-tier thing, and I don't know, like, have to earn her trust or something. Find out what her beef with Altera is, and so on, and what Altera was doing. It's fine. It's just weird that it's optional. Apparently, it's not like I didn't find it for lack of trying. I mean, I searched a substantial portion of the map. Like, I got that map which shows the 5 bases: the Delta Base, Fire Robotics, Zero Base, Omega Labs, and the Kappa Mines. And I found all 5 of those. And I found the frozen Leviathan that they kept alluding to. I felt like I explored a substantial amount of the map. I found a whole bunch of the architect artifacts and stuff. I reconstructed Alan's body and did all that. It's like, it feels like it was not only optional, it was just kind of hidden, and yet it's like the main content of the game. Like, I feel a little bad for the actress who voices Marguerite Maida's character. I can't be the only one who's done this. Who just went through the game, won it without ever finding her. You didn't find any of her content. Kind of weird, but whatever. Let's see where this goes. Let's see if I can find it. Okay, all right. Get my bearings. Where was I? Okay, I think I'm ready to go. Oh, hello. Don't mind me. I'm just piloting my sea truck along over here, out of here. Let's see. Sorry, I got my bearings. It was the neighborhood of the coordinate base. Yeah, it's the pilot last known position. Oh yes, the red one is the temp base. Okay, all right. I remember now. Sorry, it's been a couple days. Anyway. Wanted to take a look around in that area. Whoops. Whoa, something jostled me hard there. Like, hard enough to turn the sea truck right around. In fact, let's just pop out and patch that up. I deliberately angled it down so that I would come right out of it rather than going out into the back of it like she does. Yeah. So yeah, when I scanned the surrounding area from the temp base, I didn't really find anything of note. Hello, Cryptosuchus. Like, the more notable locations seem to be marked by, oh, did you just bite me? You crypto jerk sucus. Anyway, yeah, there weren't any ion cubes. Those seem to be the primary indicators that there's something of interest nearby. But yeah, not this time apparently. Like I'm just gonna take a look around. I'm gonna look at some of the surrounding floating islands and stuff. See if we can find anything of interest there. Like, it marked this location. The game marked this location. Pilot last known position. Like, it seems as though the dev team wanted to lead the player to something. Maybe it was just a mega base that they were trying to lead you to, and maybe I already found that. But did you follow me? Like, no, don't follow me. What do you try? What's it called again? Tri-valve. Which, by the way, the command to stop follow. Whoa. Okay, gosh darn it. Okay, I don't want the tri-valve follow me. It wasn't following me. God damn it! It wasn't following me. At the end of the previous recording, I'm just gonna edit this out. I'm just gonna go back and lead him back home. Oh, what have we here? I may have just stumbled on an artifact by accident on my way back. I just saw the little chasm and I was like, oh, well, I'll check that out. Distillery, you say? Arc Distillery. Oh, fine, I'll play with you. What have we here? What's that? Oh, Cryptosuchus egg, okay. Okay, I want to be able to see a little better here. Seriously though, I just, I don't know if there's actually anything else here. I'm just, I was in the middle of sea gliding back. I figured the sea glide would probably be faster than sea trucking it while carrying the, you know, the weight of the extra car and stuff. There's another one of these alien thingies here. Does this lead anywhere? Is there anything else here, or is this just, There's another one of those things, like, I kind of wonder, like, how are they supposed to find this? I'm just grabbing some resources while I'm here, because why the hell not? I'm heading back home anyway. Is that gold? I think I could do some more gold. Wouldn't mind some more copper as well. And this thing's back again already. Yeah, see, these oxygen plants replenish pretty quickly. I think I've established very well, like, just 2 of them are enough to sustain you pretty much, as long as you keep moving back and forth between them. But yeah, okay, you got these little green light up thingies. There doesn't seem to be anything else here. Like, yeah, it's just, this is just a yeah, the sonar and on the diamond? Yeah, why not? The sonar on the Sea Glide shows pretty clearly, like, this is one little isolated chamber with nothing else in it. Lithium? Why not? So I don't know what the deal with that. I don't know what the deal is with that. But yeah, there's no way to find that. You know, there's no ion cube, which led me to the other ones. There's nothing there except just random exploration that let me find it. But I don't know, distillery. I should probably read the description of it. Maybe it'll give me a hint as to what that's about. Should I read that now? The structure of this device and internal scans indicate a likely utility in processing extracting minerals out of the water. The device is engineered to suck water into a superheated primary chamber. As water boils, steam is forcefully condensed back into a separate chamber. It releases the processed water back into the ocean. The minerals that are left behind are gathered in the attached container module. The activation control parameters remain unknown. This looks like nothing but flavor text here. Like this doesn't seem to be anything of note, anything of interest. You know, nothing related to anything at all. It's just extra little curiosity. Like I'll mark the location, you know, just in case. Like maybe this is something that's part of the ooh, Aurora Borealis. That's pretty. Maybe this is something that you know, Maida's quest is going to be all about, for all I know. Maybe it'll factor into something somewhere, somehow. Alan didn't have anything to say about it. Like, at this point in the game, Alan's still in my head. Or in Robin's head. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's the deal here. But hopefully I'll find more stuff in the near future. In the meantime, where are you, little trivalve? The trivalve, by the way, closely resembles, though, kind of reminds me of the turrets from Portal, which is a game by Valve, which kind of makes me wonder if that was like an intentional choice or whatever. Okay, so now I just right-clicked on them. So now it says command to follow instead of command to stop. So I'm going to trust that he's not going to follow me this time. Oh, I guess I should probably keep this bit in just so you can enjoy the sight of the lightning plus the happy frolicking penguins. Okay, back here again. So yeah, I was kind of curious to check out the contents of this this island here. The mega facility is over there, 300 meters away. So maybe there'll be something different and interesting in here. Couldn't hurt to check. Hear snarling sounds around me. There's nothing dangerous nearby. And there's the brute shark, but oh, hello. Hello, little brute shark. I was planning to go inside there just a second. See if this cable connects to anything. Ugh, and there could just souk us around too. Some table coral. Do I need table coral right now? And the answer is, you know, possibly, but like this is not a resource gathering mission here. This is exploration. This is trying to find any plot. Hello, excuse me. Any plot-related things I can find. Hey, go well. I don't know. I mean, like I saw, got this hollow-looking island with a big old alien cable sticking out of it. It's gotta be significant, right? And the cable's broken. Maybe I need to find the other end of it. Or emergency power only. I wonder which base is that referring to? Probably the 10th base. Friggin' squid shark. Okay, there are actually a couple of cables connected to this. Now that I look. Shoot, I lost track of where there it is. The sea truck is. So yeah, so there's a cable coming out here, and there's another cable coming out the other side. So maybe, you know, maybe this is trying to tell a story that this cable just happened to go into the ground, but when that giant lily pad floated up and basically ripped this chunk of the ground out, it ripped a chunk of the cable out as well. So maybe that cable doesn't actually attach to anything in this island, but I'm supposed to continue following the cable. Which end of the cable is the more significant one? Who knows? Let's just pick an end and start following it. Oh look, there's my base. Like this just goes into the ground. There isn't a ripped end of the cable here, right? It just goes straight into the ground. It's like straight underneath my 10th base here. Almost as if I chose the location of that base specifically for that reason, but really I only chose it because of the this guy here, 13 meters away. And whereabouts? Okay, Mega Facility is 200 meters that way. So what's under here, if anything? Well, let me just get my bearings. You got a cable going into the ground here. Is that supposed to be leading me somewhere? Perhaps. Like, I feel like I should be looking for a continuation of that cable. But I don't see anything. I see no cable here. I mean, if there is anything to be found, it didn't show up on the scanner. So, like, I'm just stumbling around blindly here. There's... Like, if Marguerite's base is here, or if there's otherwise something I'm supposed to find, like, it's kind of hidden. It's not in a position that's particularly easy to find. It's the coordinate base is 300 meters away, 374 meters away. Looks like I already scanned these. I was already here before. Like I checked out this area, you know. And there's the hive mind thingies. I remember those guys. Or that guy, if they're hive mind and they think together, maybe it's considered one organism. I've heard the term superorganism used to refer to that, to refer to a cluster of organisms that work together. Like you got.
Didn't I tell you to stay away?
Oh.
From what? I don't even know who you are.
Marguerite Maida's the name. You're on my turf.
Great. Can I come in and warm up?
What part of go away do you not understand, Altera?
I'm not with Altera.
An achievement popped up there. What? What exactly did I find? Okay, I see a light stick there. But there are like 100 of those. You know, in the Altera bases. Was that message supposed to play when I found Marguerite's base? Is this Marguerite's base here? What am I don't see anything. Like, did I just miss it? Okay, back up, back up. I was about here. Okay, hold on. I only have 2 beacons. Marguerite messaged me. Just leave that as a temporary placeholder until I figure out where it is I'm supposed to have actually found. Like, yeah, see, I see a light stick there. Oh, there it is. Is she gonna come out and attack me or something, or how's this gonna play out? Like, she just gave a clear message to stay away. What part go I do not understand. I'm not Altera. I'm not with Altera. I mean, hey, I can follow her instructions and go away. I mean, I can go away for the rest of the game and just go and win it and not have anything to do with her. But I'm looking for more content, so I'm gonna charge forward and disobey her instructions, despite the fact that she very clearly threatened me earlier. And probably has no qualms about killing me. What's all this? So this looks like a moon pool. Is this a functional base? Can I go in the moon pool? Probably don't want to try going in with the sea shark. Let me just hop out. Is that her? Some kind of modified prawn suit? Customized prawn suit. Hey, that's neat. Margaret's prawn suit. She looks like she took a claw or a tooth from one of the creatures or something. Okay, so there's air and heat in this place. What? Marguerite's prawn suit. The standard issue Mark III prawn has been manually altered by its owner exchanging one of its hot swappable work arms for the mandible of a young chelagrid. Okay. Given the range of available high-tech prawn modifications in the non-classified Altera fabrication suite, these customizations appear to be more of a stylistic choice than a functional one. However, the sharp claw arm could certainly be used effectively in defensive scenarios by an experienced pilot. The custom suit also appears to have seen heavy use over a long period of time, judging by the barnacle overgrowth and permanently damaged sections of exoskeleton. Assessment: the owner doesn't want you messing around. Interesting little editorial by the PDA there. So am I going to run into Marguerite here, or what's going to happen here? I mean, her prawn suit's here, so I would have...
I told you to stay off my land.
You trained that thing?
Next time I'll let him tear you to ribbons, Altera.
I'm not with Altera. I'm Robin Ayu. I'm looking for information about my sister Sam. I think you might have crossed paths.
Bull crap. I suggest you take the time you need to come to your senses and then get off my sea base. If you're not Altera, why don't you disable that damn tracking satellite tower instead of barging into my sea base? Maybe once Altera's off my back, I'll remember something about your sister. There's some junk on that table that might help. I couldn't get it to work.
Great. Ask the xenobiologist to help with technical stuff. He? And the snowstalker conspicuously blocks the path, so I can't actually go and visit her. Presumably... Test override module fragment. Test override module?
Now I just need to build the test override module. Then I can disable that satellite tower.
Sorry, that's just gonna give me some titanium. Whoops, I just disassembled your Snow Fox, Marguerite. Sorry about that. Abandoned. Can we really say it's abandoned if it's like in her home? Large glass dome fragment. That's neat. That's kind of cool. Love the Reaper Leviathan skull she has mounted there. She made a hammock out of presumably Reaper Leviathan ribs. That's neat. Another trophy. Now let's see what this log has to say. This is number 2. I don't see a number 1.
That far out to sea, swimming back for land wasn't an option. I'd die from exhaustion long before I made it to shore. All I could do was survive long enough to wash up somewhere. I felt a suction, and suddenly there were vast jaws rising out of the water towards me. It had taken hours for the Reaper's corpse to float to the surface. Using the knife, I clambered up her flank and got a perch on top. I figured she'd float for a few days at least, enough for me to catch my breath. But would she sink before or after I died of thirst? I had a knife, a repair tool, and 3 liters of water. At least I wasn't gonna die of exhaustion. Now, those Reapers, they're practically all muscle, but there's some fat in there. I was able to keep warm and drink the water. And I didn't have much, but I had that repair tool, so I had a spark. It took a week to light that first fire. And I know more about the burning properties of Reaper fat than I ever cared to. I had to ration fires, but as they burned, I could smoke meat that I carved out of the beast's rib cage.
Okay. So she just swam here? I sort of assumed that she had to have found a portal or something. Like, isn't this region like really far away from where the first game took place? 5 minutes long before I made it to shore. How did she start a fire if she didn't find a way to shore? Like, she's very clearly out in the middle of the water. So I get like, fine, it a Reaper Leviathan corpse floats, but I wouldn't consider a Reaper Leviathan corpse to be large enough to have to provide a substantial enough land mass that you could, sit on it and, start a fire and so on. Anyway, that thing that I scanned, test override module. Diagnostic module for the Delta station communication. I'm presuming it's going to need one of these at some point. There's another thing, like, I found the blueprint for it and I was like, I don't know what that's for, and I never found a use for it for the entire game. Sea-Trek perimeter defense upgrade, okay.
Technology acquired.
So there is another module for the Sea-Trek. Did I get blueprint for that by picking it up? Probably should have scanned it first. Oops. That's okay. I got it. Yeah. Well, there you go. Provides increased threat protection. That's cool. Is this stalker gonna snarl at me or anything? Hello. Can I scan you? No? Okay. Is that a blue tablet from the previous game? We could scan the... You'd think that my PDA would consider the Reaper skull worthy of scanning, but what do I know? Some part of me wants to see if I can, wants to try knifing the Snowstalker to see what happens, but that's probably a bad idea. Particularly in a hardcore game. I don't suppose I can get into her prawn suit. No, it really is covered in barnacles. Okay, well, anyway, it seems that I have a mission now. Go to the Delta Tower and disable that satellite dish, the one that told me in the first place about the unauthorized fabrication going on, which I think correctly presumed was referring to Marguerite's base here. Anyway, let me just grab a quick oxygen refresh here. And now, where was that? Marguerite messaged me. Let's move that beacon closer to the base, please. And yeah, and then the next thing I'll want to do is after grabbing this, yoink, let me grab some ruby while I'm here. Why not? I need to head back to my base, and maybe I don't even need to head back to my base. I think I can just do it right here. Actually, now that I think about it. Oh, you have something for me? Oh, thank you. But yeah, so this new blueprint, this discovery module, Of course, it has the parallel processing as an ingredient. So we have table coral, silver, gold, copper, lead, titanium. I think. Oh, thank you. Oh, neat. There's a little silver ore thing that's drawable. Thinking. Okay. I was considering whether or not I could maybe because my sea truck has the fabricator module attached to it. If I can gather the necessary ingredients here, I can just manufacture it right here. But it would be easier if I just go back to the which one is this? Let's drop the other one here. Marguerite base. I'm not seeing any edible fish around here. I was gonna use a thermoblade to grab one and eat it. Is it worth taking a look around in this area? How far away am I from my temp base? It's only 343 meters away. It's within the 500 meters of the scanning radius. There's nothing here to lead you to it, you know? And I just realized I should probably put that module in here. Wink. Yeah, it's worth taking a look around here. I mean, there's stuff. I mean, these don't seem to be scannable, but now that I marked the location of the base, let's just take a peek around here, just see if there's anything of note. Oh, what have we here? Is that a power transmitter I see? I think I already have that. Okay. Scan the thermal plant, I guess. I already have the blueprint for that. It's definitely power transmitter. This looks cool. Take a screenshot of that. Yeah, this looks kind of neat. Kind of wish I'd put my temp base down here. It's a lot prettier. Oh, there's a thing to eat. This is the high water content one, so this is a good one to eat. Although, if I'm just gonna head back to base, maybe I should. There'll be plenty more food there. Whatever. I feel like staying out a little longer. Yeah, see, 18 food, 10 water. There's diamond here. Diamond, uraninite, ruby. There's lots of, like the high-end stuff down here. Not as much of the, stuff you need to survive kind of stuff. Come on. Nom nom nom. Yeah, I guess I'll get the titanium from these things. So these aren't scannable? Like, they look like I should be able to, you know, collect stuff on them at least. No? Okay. I'm just curious. Anyway, I'm all full up on food now. Have the zappy field. I'm assuming it's kind of like the zappy field from the previous game. Which way am I going? Oh hey, where am I in relation to the Pantiri base? I kind of wonder. This coordinate base. I kind of wonder if this is the path that leads there. It would not surprise me at all. I mean, that was going to be my next destination after I had checked out this area. My next destination was going to be to follow the path up the other way from the Pantiri base and see if... oh, neat. Spy Penguin fragment. I think I already have that, but... Oh, data box. Water filtration suit. Oh, reclaims moisture from the body and provides clean drinkable water. Is that different from the still suit? And again, how far? Okay, this is 400 meters from the temp base. I don't recall seeing a data box show up in the scanner. Am I misremembering? This is within scanning range. This should have shown up. What's the description of the still or water filtration? I mean, that sure sounds like the still suit. I just want to take a quick peek at it. Is it going to have the same description? Drinking claim to urine is better than death by dehydration. That sure sounds like the. So yeah, flavor neutralizer not included in all models. I mean, I'd still rather have the reinforced dive suit and just carry water with me, because you know, this is a hardcore game, therefore death is an actual danger, and you know, I've been okay in terms of sorry, where's Pantiri base again? I have a feeling this is going to lead to a path to the Pantiri base. Yeah, I've been okay in terms of keep myself from being mauled and eaten by the alien life, but I feel safer having the reinforced suit. I think that is more valuable to me than the extra water content of the still suit. There's the Pantiri base 450 meters away. That looks to be a torpedo arm for the prawn suit. Is that a kyanite crystal I see? Yeah, this is me just confirming my hypothesis that this is the path that leads here. That leads to to the base. And yeah, this seems to be that area. What the heck, man? Maybe I'll... Oh, but I was thinking, oh, maybe I can gather the materials together over here, but no, I need table coral is one of the ingredients. Well, I can grab some water while I'm here at least. I do recall that I left some water behind here. And then I'll go and properly actually...
Welcome aboard, Captain.
When it's only a 300-meter radius, you can't actually see the branch going up here. But this is the path that leads to Sorry, where are you? Is it disabled? Base is there. Margaret's base, there it is. Shh. This still has full power, by the way. Let's just fill it back up. Why not? I'm gonna have to come back to it at some point. Power goes down slowly, but it does, does go down perceptibly over time. It's kind of neat. Anyway, not messing around. Let us head home. I might as well. I should stop rambling and just shut up for a while so I can edit this out. I'm going to head home and make all the components that I need. Alright, so this is me assembling a parallel processing unit and using that to make the test override module. So there you go. Presumably this is the thing that I need to override the tower at Delta Station. While I was out, I also took the liberty of bringing the other egg back. Before I do that, these things keep... There you go. Possibly have to put them back in the right... the right whatever makes them work properly. Try out the egg. Try out hatch from these. Here you go. The egg has this little tripod or tetrapod. It's got 4 legs. It's got a tetrapod kind of look to it. Yeah, like it really does look like it's designed to resemble the turrets from Portal. I'm sure it's not a coincidence. I'm sure it is a nod to Valve Entertainment. Anyway, now that that's all done, I've got the thing built that I needed. I've stocked up on food and water. Let's go head back over to Delta. If I can remember where Delta is, it's up in this-ish direction, I think. Margaret space, serial direct Mercury 2 bow. For goodness sake, did I unmark it? I probably did. Delta Station dock. Here you go. Let's make it red, or it should be red. Let's make it blue. No, the blue's gonna make it. Let's make it green. Blue, you won't be able to see it in the water. Red, I'm gonna confuse it with the tempered base, and orange just means it blends in with all the other orange ones. I'm trying to reserve yellow for important locations like bases and stuff, so green it is. Wonder if I should test this guy out. That's neat. That's not something worth using on Cryptosuchus, since they die if you sneeze on them. Something like the Chalicrit would be more worthy use of it. Anyway, Delta Station dock, here we are. Let's go take a look. Oh yeah, this is kind of neat. I can stand on my on top of my sea truck. Something I discovered when visiting a secondary base to get the egg. Anyway, all right, let's get up to that tower. If I could just remember the way up there. I don't think it wasn't particularly taxing to get up there, as I recall. Just kind of wandered around until like, oh hey, there's the path. Flashlight, yeah. I believe this is where I ran into Marguerite in the first place, if I recall correctly. And I came out here and I was like, is she calling this her turf? Does this mean I shouldn't be looking around? Oh. I will do science on you. Yeah, fine. Anyway, enter test mode status report. Okay, I'm unable to assign that to a quick slot. So, oh hell, temperature is dropping rapidly. Let's just warm up real quick before I do this. Thank you very much, Thermal Lily. So where is this thing supposed to go? Is it? Let's see if I can get a nice shot of the tower with the Aurora Borealis in the background for the thumbnail. Or maybe I should use Marguerite for the thumbnail. I don't know. Nah, probably something surrounding Marguerite will be a better use of the thumbnail. But I missed a PDA. Connect the test override module. Okay. It's gonna do a cutscene while I'm rapidly freezing.
Great. Now back to the terminal.
Thanks for the instruction, Robin. But before I access the terminal, I'm gonna quick warm up again. Thank you. Temperature is dropping rather rapidly. I suspect the fact that I've got the reinforced dive suit contributes to that.
Do it.
Achievement unlocked pirate radio. Test mode active broadcasting all clear.
Yes. Satellite is down.
I am impressed. That was most resourceful.
It's nothing really. It is a little interesting they have a whole line from Alan in there. Oh, incoming communication from Margaret.
All right, Altera. You win this round. Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about a kilometer east of your position up on an iceberg. I have a present for you.
I'll come by if I have time.
Sure, whatever. If you had time for me in your busy social calendar.
Kilometer east, you say? There's a station dock. When you say a kilometer east, so yeah, so not referring to Marguerite's base, but her greenhouse, she says? Alright then. I'm gonna dash back to the, uh-oh. Starting to clip into the floor there, that's not a good thing. Let's go this safe way. Back the way I came. Oh, wait. I'm turned around now. No, this is the way I came. I remember now. I think. Let's just retrace my steps. It's all good. It occurred to me again. I probably should have. What was I going to say? I'll just jump right off. Shoot, what was I going to say? I don't even. Getting distracted. I'm actually feeling a little hungry. It's making it hard to concentrate. I should probably pause this and grab a snack or something. Let's get some water. And while I'm at it, if I see any limestone around, I wouldn't hurt to get the components for another. What was I going to say? Another beacon. Over here, sea truck fragment. Pass. Got enough titanium for the moment. There's one limestone. Come on, there's got to be another one around here, right? Come on, copper. There. Because I'm down to my last beacon, and I would like to make another one, I think. And again, I can make it just in my little mobile base here, the sea truck. Here you go. Because I have a feeling I'm going to want to mark the location of Marguerite's greenhouse when I get there. I should probably swap any less than full batteries into the Sea Glide any chance I get. So there you go. Give myself another beacon. And get myself a bit of water. Oh yeah, I still have this thing around. Well, I'm not going to be on land for a while, I don't think, so yeah. Alright, kilometer east. But first, I'm going to grab an IRL snack. Okay, just grabbed a quick bite, and now gonna go east. Sorry, I should make sure. Okay, Delta Station dock right there. Let's just go east for a while. It's in the direction of my quote-unquote very old, or another old wreck. So that's the wreck that I found when I was in my prawn suit. It's fairly close. Or I think it's yeah, there's the prawn suit there. It's fairly close to yeah, it's pretty close to the path that leads to where the end game is. Okay, how far out from Delta Base am I? I'm half a kilometer away. So, halfway there, theoretically. There's a big old fumarole here. I want to watch it erupt. There we go. Don't know what I'm going to find here, if anything, or if maybe I'll find another biome, who knows. Like this is an area where there isn't a whole lot. Like I mean, there are no other beacons here that I found so far. Like I probably could have found this just by. I mean, if I hadn't run into Marguerite's base, I probably would have eventually come this way anyway, just because the next thing I was going to do. Okay, so I'm over a kilometer away now. The next thing I had planned to do, if I hadn't found anything there, was to just start exploring randomly. Okay, let's drop a beacon here. Sorry, what was that noise? Making me nervous. Screw you. That will... At least it pauses when you do that. Anyway, 1 km east of Delta. Just so I have some kind of focal point, where I'm orienting myself to. Let's mark it green. Okay, what is making so? Oh, is it a chalic right there? Yeah, of course it is. Ready to zappy field. I don't know if I care to test it out, but I might be about to. He zappy prematurely. Anyway. I was waiting for him to grab me, but he didn't grab me. Oh well. Anyway. There's a very prominent iceberg here. Where's Delta Base? Yeah. This could be what,
Not a nearby iceberg detected. A hollow chamber typically formed by glacial melt.
Move on. That's a word I'm going to have to look up later. The only context I've heard that word used before is the movie Moulin Rouge. have a feeling this is where I'm supposed to go. And it looks like it's too cramped for the sea truck. Let me just I'm just gonna grab the beacon so I can mark this properly. Gives me a chance to charge up the Sea Glide a bit too. Hope the chill. Ah, oh, darn it! Must you? Can't you just be like anywhere else? Okay, you're facing away now. Oh no, you're facing me again. You're making me nervous. Just want to zip in, grab it, and zip out. That's the theory. Okay, he's facing away. That's good. All is well. Yoink. And back to the sea truck. You're making snarling noises. They are not friendly noises. I should keep an eye out for other possible entry points. That looks like another might be another one there, but I'm gonna mark the one that I found first for no particular reason. Except that I found it first. Marguerite's greenhouse? Question mark. Refresh oxygen. And then let's take a look. Grab some more water. Is that true? I think it is Titan Fullfish egg, yeah. Okay. I should have brought my Pathfinder. Oh, darn it. Not liking this. I guess. Hoping it's taking a while to cut into this. Hoping that there's some oxygen in here. Ah, darn it. Okay, oxygen. Okay, that makes it feel better. Hello. This isn't what I was expecting. Diamond, magnetite. This isn't cold in here. Is that gold I see? Sure looks like gold. There's a bit of copper. I wouldn't mind grabbing it so I can make another beacon to replace one that I just used. But it looks like there isn't really anything of interest here. Okay. Sea truck is over there. Probably have too many beacons active, all things considered. This is looking not fun. I think I'd feel a lot comfortable doing this if I had the Pathfinder. Should I make a trip back just for that? I mean, it's probably worth it if it keeps me alive. It's a couple of a kilometer away. Okay, well, here comes another section for me to edit out. Okay, and I'm back again, reapproaching the iceberg, which may contain Marguerite's greenhouse, probably, supposedly. That was a bit of a detour, a bit of an annoying detour, but you know, better than dying, right? While I was in the process, I recharged my sea glide. Well, I recharged all my batteries basically just by popping them into the sea glide as I went. I considered, I considered making like ion batteries. While I was back there, it was like I never actually used it before like in this game, have I? Oh yeah, I didn't. I should have recharged the power cell. Oh well. Okay. All right. So let's give it a whirl. Now, does the delete notes option work in this? Okay. Just checking. In the previous game, that was bugged. At least when I tried to use it. I'm not a fan of how the sea truck is shining on this. It's just blinding. But on the other hand, I do. Yeah, the beacon to mark location. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I want one at the entrance. Just put these as I go along. Pick up program. Particularly want to put them at points where points in the path where the where it turns. So that's the arrow pointing to the next one, right? Yeah. Like ideally, I'd like them within sight of each other, I think. So that you know, creates a clear point of reference. Let's go up here to refresh oxygen. I'm curious. Am I if I pull out the habitat builder, can I like build rooms in here? I don't know. I wouldn't really expect to be able to. I'm just curious. Oh, I actually can. It could be interesting and fun to do that. Wonder if the solar panel would work. That'd be kind of funny. I'm just curious. Goals, magnetite, and diamond. rockets are going to confuse me. Okay, so that points down to the way out. Knowing knowing where that is, great. Shoot. It's a problem. Like if the path diverges too much, then and it's like, which path do I mark? Like, I want a definite path that points the way out. Excuse me. So, okay, down, 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 and then okay, so that just leads up there, so I don't need to explore that area again. Is there some way I can mark this location as, oh hey, here's a source of oxygen? I mean, short of putting another beacon down. I don't know. So that's pointing to the next one. That's pointing up there. Does this lead out? So that leads out. That makes things a little simpler. Let's just grab some oxygen while I'm here. Should have made a note of how deep I was so I can know I'm at the right depth to go back into the hole I came from. Was it here? Apparently. Okay, so that's waiting up. Oh, don't push it. Okay, so it's pointing up there. Let's go. So this leads out to, looks like. Okay. Which way are you pointing? Which way are you pointing? Like, I'm circling around it and it's it isn't the clearest. Just want to refresh oxygen really quick. I'm trying to. There we go. It's safer to do so over here. Oh dear, something I hate. It's making me a little, anyway. Okay, alright. So that's pointing the way out, specifically the way out that leads to where my sea truck is presently parked. So this is the path that I haven't explored yet. So this is the next branch I wanted to mark. It's okay, they're... Chunkets are little snarly boys. It's fine. Doesn't mean I'm in danger or anything. At least not in danger from that particular source. Still a little... more than a little worried about oxygen. This is kind of nerve-wracking in that respect. What the hell is this? Out the bottom? Isn't that the last branch that I had to explore? Sea truck's closer. Let's get some water. So I'm guessing that noise is glow whales. Okay, I mean, I got this message about hollowed out iceberg when I was a kilometer east of the Delta station. I thought this is the thing that Marguerite was trying to direct me to. But there doesn't seem to be anything here. Right? I mean, I seem to have explored every branch that this winding pathway offers. Like every other path leads out. Like this. Like this leads out here. Here's the next branch. This leads out. Here. Jellycat just menacing the walls now, or what? Like, I'm just looking around here in case there's a path that I missed or something. Ah, grab this. What the hell? I was, like, the new requirements for the power cell, the ion power cell, it needs extra silver. Like, I was considering making one while I was back there, and it's like it takes 4 silver, like one silver for each the batteries, and then you combine them, and it takes a wiring kit on top of that. at that point I was like, I mean, use up most of my. I only had 5 pieces of silver. I would need 4 of those to build one. I just kind of went, never mind. In order to build, 2 power cells plus a battery or 2, I need to make another shopping trip for more silver and other resources, and it's like, I just can't be bothered right now. I want to actually move on and discover stuff. Anyway, get Zappy ready. That was neat. Delta Station dock, 1,000 meters away. Okay. Alright, Marguerite, where is your greenhouse you alluded to? Maybe it's at my tent base here. Yeah, you know what? It might be worth... it's 600 meters away. Heading over there, packing up the base, and bring it over here. Just so that yeah, just so I get a better lay of the land, so to speak. Maybe it'll help me find whatever it is I'm supposed to be looking for. I mean, yeah, Margaret's a little vague. She just said go a kilometer east of your location, go to my greenhouse. Like, okay. I went out there. I don't see anything. Nothing obvious. Let's see if we can get some means of scanning it properly. Alright, let's pack this thing up.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Is it worth, just out of curiosity, just toss one of these guys in there. Give it a bit of power. I just want to...
Power restored. All primary systems online.
I don't recall... I have to review the recording. I don't recall seeing a data box showing up here. Because that's something I probably would have wanted to check out, right? I don't know. Is there anything else here that's of interest that I mean, maybe? I don't know. Where is... Marguerite's base? I should mark that a different color. Too many beacons. Let's make it yellow. I have a feeling I want to go back there at some point. But yeah, I guess this here is that area. Did I explore that? Is that where the coordinary base is? Where's my coordinary base? Yeah, I think that is where it is. So yeah, so that there's kind of explored, or at least I visited it, and that area down there is explored. All these floating islands here. Cool. Anyway, let's pack this up and get moving. Okay, so it's all packed up and moving on back to the site of Margaret's greenhouse. I should probably grab a bite to eat on the way. Maybe I can just grab that little newt there. Newt fish. Go cooperate, for goodness sake. I mean, I can just grab it and then cook it up in the fabricator, but I have, limited power in the power cell, so... Are you kidding me? Isn't a one-hit cook? Okay, whatever, let's just cook something else instead. Are you cookable? Nom nom nom. Okay, this is maybe this is a little more trouble than it's worth. I did see those anemone things, those edible anemone things, while I was over in that area. Maybe I'll just grab some of those. Taking too long to do this as it is. Okay, so, like, these guys here. Like, I can just grab one of those and eat it, right? Excuse me? You're just scaring me by bugging out like that? Are you upside down, or you have those horns? Do you always have those horns on your head? Anyway, I should be able to just grab this, right? Anyway. 10 food, 20 water. Although, Marguerite calling it a greenhouse, maybe that means there's edible plants there. Anyway. But whatever. I'm just gonna bit my sea truck. Oh, great. This might not be the right underneath the friggin' Chelicrit might not be the best place for a base. I want to be a little bit further away anyway. Let's just find that 1 kilometer mark. A little beyond 1 kilometer at this point, but I just want to also put some distance. Okay. Is this reasonably safe around here? Let's go down to this little crevice here. 267 meters deep. Well, there was a time when the sea truck couldn't go this deep, Okay, start with the scanner room. You're gonna put it right here, I guess. hatch here.
Warning, emergency power only. Oxygen production offline.
Throw all those guys in there. Then get the quantum locker ready. Which I'd much rather put in a different quick slot, but you know, limited quick slots for some reason. Forcing me to go into my inventory to swap back and forth. It's annoying at best. It's dangerous when you know, when you're in a dangerous place like this. Okay, is there something? Okay, this'll do. Just grab something biological to throw in there. Ooh, maybe I'll just throw in some red wort. Need something to throw into the bioreactor. Should have all the components here. Yeah, it's all good. Throw in the creep find as well, for good measure.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Huh. There's like a wall here. It's probably the, you know, the boundary of the world, so to speak. Yeah. 4 pages of stuff scanned is kyanite in range. Metal salvage, interestingly. This game doesn't have a lot of metal salvage in it, unlike the previous game. Aren't as many wrecks, I guess. Or the ships that crashed here aren't as big as the Aurora, I guess. And it makes you wonder if I should search for metal salvage so that I can... What the heck is this? Well, that's a prominent feature in the landscape. Well, I think that might be worth checking out. It's south by southwest away. Did I pick up my... I didn't pick up the temp base beacon, did I? That would have been a good idea. Where did I leave it? It's 100 meters away. Darn it! I don't want to leave that beacon there. It's going to cause confusion. Okay. Well, this is going to be the tempt base beacon. Okay. I grabbed a snack while I was at it, and one of the brute sharks grabbed a snack from me because that's why I took a bit of damage there. He just really nibbled on me a little. I'm fine. But I got beacon. What the heck? Got the beacon. It's this silly. I'll turn it around now. Oh right. This thing closer. I started to move towards it in the sea truck, and then went. No, it's probably better to sea glide it. I think the sea glide's a little faster, and also I can charge the battery in the sea glide while I'm at it. Whereas the sea truck, I don't have a means of charging its power cell out in the field. Anyway, now that I have the proper temp-based beacon, let's drop it here. So this one should say, should be the red temp-based beacon, and then I can just grab this one, use it for something else. Anyway, let's toss the.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Just grabbed a couple of bits of creep twine. Let's toss them in here. Let's toss these guys in there too. And yeah, so what the heck is this? This is rather curious. It's, yeah, South by Southwest. Let's take a look. So, should be about a couple hundred meters in this direction. I don't know if it's what Marguerite was trying to lead me to, but it's here, I'm here, it looks interesting, I'm gonna check it out. This may very well be a location I've always explored. Because there was a thing that looked kind of like this. It was guarded by Chelkrits that I visited before. It looks very much like this. Did I not mark it? Is this the place I've been before and I didn't mark it? I think this is the thing I already explored before. Yeah, there was a thing there. That's where the ion cube was. So I just didn't mark it, I guess. Should I mark it now? Yeah, I guess. It's my last beacon though. So worth looking down here? That looks very hot. And if the scanner room is any indication, there isn't actually anything down there, it just goes to a dead end. I think that's all there was to find here. I don't... Whatever. I'm just gonna leave, and I'm gonna continue exploring and see if we can find out what the heck Marguerite is trying to lead me to. What's this greenhouse she alluded to? She said, "Come to my greenhouse," right? I mean, that's... What were her exact words? What did she say? "Come find me at my greenhouse. I'm about a kilometer east of your position, up on an iceberg. I have a present." Oh, up on an iceberg. Okay. Up on an iceberg? I was looking in an iceberg. I mean, the message said there's a hollowed out iceberg here, and I was like, oh, okay, that must be what Marguerite was referring to, but I guess not. Maybe it was on the iceberg, not in it. Or maybe, what's this? Is this a larger opening here? Hold on, where's the beacon for Zero base? Marguerite's greenhouse is question mark 200 meters away. Could she have been referring to this instead of the... There are multiple icebergs. What do I know? Well, I'm gonna take a peek in this just because. Maybe I'll grab another one of these things. Good water content. Enemy heart. It says, the instructions say to collect those things carefully. Don't know what that means exactly. Like, do they hurt you? Haven't been hurt by them before. I don't know. That iceberg is differently shaped. I mean, that's kind of conspicuous. Maybe that's the iceberg that she wanted me to find. I'm gonna take a peek, take another peek at this one anyway. So that leads out, that also leads out. Oh, okay. I guess always lead out. This doesn't have the same level of hollowness as the other one does. Oh well. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at this fancy iceberg over here then. My food level doing? If it dips below 100, I get more benefit out of the enemy heart. Alright, let's come up to the surface. Let's see what we can see. This one has a little more of a surface for me to stand on here. What the? Are those glow whales breaking the surface? That's kind of cool. So, I mean, this has got stuff growing on it. Like it's actual proper landmass or something. Is this? Could this be what Marguerite wanted me to visit? I don't have any peppers with me, so I have to be wary about temperature. I have the coffee still. What the heck is this? Satellite. Got the coffee to fall back on. I'd rather not drink it unless I need to, so I'm curious about this satellite. Memos and miscellany. Operating manual. What? Operating manual for what? New employee training? When did I get this? Oh right, it was in the satellite, the Delta lab. You can completely roll the towers in test mode. Communication from the tower, including distress signals, security alerts, and spy transmissions will be disabled. Initiatives. Okay, I see. If I had found this sooner, it would have basically been instructions about what to do, but whatever. So that bears the clear markings of the architect's civilization appears to have crash landed. Though structural integrity remains surprisingly intact, the satellite's internal design indicates that it was likely used for long-range data transmission. The data transmission node in the storage housing has long been corrupted by exposure to the elements. Okay, it says 2 voice level. Oh, okay, just down here. There we go. Just wanted to get the notifications cleared. Where are these peanut carrots around? Whoa, temperature's dropping super fast. So I don't know if if the temperature reaches 0, is it an insta death, or is it like a health ticks down over time kind of situation? Don't actually know that. Whereabouts is Delta Lab with respect to me? It's just over a kilometer away, and it's west. The iceberg that Marguerite alluded to could be any one of these icebergs here. There are a bunch of icebergs here. I don't know. Neither oxygen nor temperature going down when I'm... Hello, can I pet you? No? Okay.
Dangerous weather approaching. Seek shelter.
Is he tracking my sea truck? Where's my sea truck? Here it is. Food went below 100. Let's grab another one of these things. Maybe even grab a couple of them. Ooh. Is that the sun's causing that blinding light there? I thought maybe this might be this iceberg that I'm looking for, but I can't see a bloody thing here. Why is that so bright? Like, I mean, well, appears it's dark out everywhere else. Which, I mean, you know, suggests that it's nighttime, but for some reason there's a blinding light that looked like the sun over there, so I don't know. Anyway, just more rambling. Seriously though, what am I supposed to be looking for here? Like, I guess I should just keep climbing on icebergs until I find something. I mean, the one with the architect's satellite might have been the one that I was supposed to find. Hello. Yeah, visibility is poor here. These are still have the full. Oh yeah, I should probably just leave it now. Oh. Okay, warm up quick and this feels like something I should be doing during the day. Me without my the sleeper module. We can just sleep the night away. I need to use the washroom anyway. I'll be right back. Okay, all right. So again, yeah, not fond of the idea of searching this during the night. So considering, oh, hell, you know, find something else to do until daytime arrives. But what is there even to do? I guess I can take a look in the temp base and. Or, you know what? Let's go over to the one that I marked, just Margaret's greenhouse ? And take a look on top of that iceberg. See if there's at least see if there's something immediately noticeable. Oh, is the sun coming up already? Or is that just the reflection of the ice? Okay, never mind. Never mind what I thought. Huh. I guess it's moonlight. This is neat. Oh. An entry point that I didn't find? Does this cave network here connect up with the one that I explored, or thought I explored? Like, those with arrows. Oh, how did I miss this? Not that it makes any particular difference. Because it doesn't look like there's anything here anyway. Excuse me. Just launch myself out of the water. Okay, so got this big honkin' iceberg and another big honkin' iceberg and lots of big honkin' icebergs. Delta Dock is 843 meters west. Look at the fin of the glow whale. That's nice. This all looks pretty cool. But it doesn't appear to be what I'm looking for. Here I am jumping from ice flow to ice flow. Yeah, I don't think this is the iceberg that
Dangerous weather approaching. Seek shelter.
Marguerite expressed interest in me visiting. Titan wolfish here. Can I replenish oxygen? Hee, that's funny. It's funny they have the replenish oxygen option when I'm above ground. Whoa! Okay. Maybe that really is dangerous. Maybe we should make that the thumbnail. Although, I mean, this is the more plot relevant episode. I should probably stick to a plot relevant thumbnail. I think I mentioned before, it's probably worth mentioning again, like in real life, if there's a like lightning storm going on, you don't want to be swimming, because lightning strikes the tallest object, and if you're in the middle of a body of water, like you got a whole lot of flat surface and your head sticking up, you are now the tallest object around. The lightning's going to strike you. Not that I'm an expert in these things, it's just something I read somewhere. I'm the queen of the castle. Just... Just wanted to see if I could see anything up here. Oh, I'm doing it. YOLO! That's fun. Okay, seriously though. Back to that iceberg that had the crashed satellite. Although before I do that. Okay, Margaret's greenhouse. I don't think that's actually Margaret's greenhouse. I'm recollecting that beacon. And then I'm checking out that iceberg. Hopefully I can do that before night falls. If night falls before I get there, I'm going to be annoyed. Because I wasted a lot of time looking at the wrong icebergs. I would like to wrap up this recording soon. Last I looked, I've been playing for 2.5 hours, and you know, minus whatever I edit out of this. So I need to edit out a good chunk of it. But yeah, it's about time for me to wrap this up, I think. I just want to find one more plot relevant thing. Is it the brood shark making that noise? Or Chalicra. Yoink. Back to the sea truck. Yeah. Iceberg materializing. 120. This gives you what, 12 seconds of oxygen? Not a huge amount. But if there are a lot of them around, you can probably sustain yourself with them. Can you just click them repeatedly? No, you can only grab that once every, I don't know how long. Anyway. Alright. Okay, I should have... Oh. Is that it? I have a feeling that's it over there. Like, now that it's daytime, I can actually see it. How about that? Shoot, where was that? There it is. So one of these beacons, I'm just gonna drop both of them and pick up the one that isn't the one that I says Mercury's greenhouse. Okay, the one on the right is Mercury's greenhouse. I'm just gonna grab that and Marguerite's greenhouse. Marguerite's greenhouse. Maybe I should confirm that before I add an exclamation point, but whatever. Crossbows plans. Ooh, a cape with peppers. Hooray. There you go. Stuff to sustain me and also keep me warm. That's still a view. Just want to see the glow whale itself. Yeah. Neat when they break the surface like that. Alright, okay. Stay focused. Let's get this done and then wrap this up. Did I miss some ramp or opening or access point or something? Is there another path over here that I... oh, okay. Maybe I'm just being dumb. I think I just misremembered where this thing went. Maybe I should just edit all that out so I don't seem so dumb. More skeleton. Okay, I guess this will be her greenhouse then.
Damn satellite hasn't passed by in a while. I guess that was your doing.
Sam's not the only one in the family who knew what to do with vague directions in old wire.
She was an original, that sister of yours. First time I met her, I was sure she was Altera through and through. Not a crease in her uniform. Sending those damn bird bots to spy everywhere. Then, she surprised me. Maybe a little too much.
Meaning?
If you really want to know, there's a PDA on the bench that can point you in the right direction. You need anything else? Don't bother me. But you can help yourself to the greenhouse. Least I can do to repay you for getting those spine pests off my back.
Huh. So Marguerite really did meet Sam. Oh wait, I can scan Marguerite herself.
You can look all you want. There's more to Marguerite than any damn fangled gadget can see.
Oh, now I can scan these things. I've seen these things before, but they weren't scannable. Pearl Melon. I remember those from the previous game. But yeah, this is rather curious. This time I'm able to scan the wall planter. I've encountered there were wall planters in Omega Base. I wasn't able to scan them. I'm able to scan these ones. But, hey, where are these? Yoink. Oh. Just a couple of friends talking, huh? I'd rather be hunting. Look at the little sleepy snowstalker. Adorable. The new blueprint synthesized spicy fruit salad? Vision block, water. I'll leave her food and water. I mean, got plenty myself. But this is rather curious. Sam and Marguerite met? Like, seriously? And I didn't even know that? There was no mention of it anywhere. Close the door. There's no mention of that anywhere in any of Sam's logs or in any of the other 5 bases. Anywhere, nothing. No information about that. This is the first I've heard about it. I mean, Robin made a comment the first time I met, or, well, earlier in this video, meeting Marguerite at her base. Robin made a comment that I think you knew her or I think you met her or something like that. And I was like, really? There was no mention of any communication between them at any point. There's no reason for Robin to think that, really. Add a little high water content. Yeah, that's the same description from the previous game. Margaret muted herself. There she is. Freelance security personnel. Status missing, previously thought to be dead. Last known contact was a recording found another sector 4546B, which claims that she killed a Reaper Leviathan. Was it a Reaper? I don't feel like that was... I don't think that... The logs from the previous game didn't confirm what kind of Leviathan it was that she killed. I mean, well, she brought one back alive, and then another one attacked, and then she was like fighting it, according to the last log. But there's no confirmation of what kind of Leviathan it was. I don't know. Anyway, Margaret is highly distrustful of authority figures, especially those tied to corporate entities. She's strong-willed, seems cold upon initial contact. Where is this information from? I got this from scanning her. How does my PDA pick up this information from scanning her? I don't know. I mean, theoretically, it would have to be connected to some kind of database for that, but I thought we were like off the grid or something. Anyway, not much is known about Marguerite. She was born and raised in Mongolian states, backwater corporate colony, exploited for its mineral resources. She left home at 16 and went from one mercenary job to another. Eventually, she did tours with the Mongolian Defense Force and Trans-System Federation. She held an esteemed career before being dishonorably discharged from the TSF, Trans-System Federation, for going off mission. The details are unclear, but her resources have unearthed some scant details. Marguerite was the head of an intel and reconnaissance mission. We aren't clear what she stumbled upon, but she silently eliminated the entire local security apparatus over the course of 3 days. None of the local families would give more information. They only said they thanked God's hand for saving them. Her last mission was aboard the Degassi as private security against potential pirates and scavengers, which crashed 4546B. Okay. Intel and reconnaissance mission, and she silently eliminated the entire local security apparatus. Went off mission. I mean, going off mission and stuff sort of seems to imply that she had some cause she believed in or something? I don't know. What's this? So Marguerite and Sam talking, okay?
I've already synthesized an antidote and stashed it in a cave. I can go grab it and...
That's your plan?
You don't think it'll work?
You're thinking too small. Like maybe if you're polite enough about destroying the bacteria, Alterra will come around and see it your way. But do you believe in yourself or not?
I think so.
You think so? Come on. Is the bacteria a threat, or isn't it?
It is.
Does it need to be dealt with or not?
It does.
So who's right on this?
I am.
Say it like you mean it.
I am.
I said like you mean it, not like you're testifying before a rigged transgov court.
I am.
Great. Then what you gotta do is seal off the whole cave. I've got just the stuff. Made it for fishing, but it blew the whole ice shelf halfway to deep space. Vaporized all the fish.
Oops.
Okay.
And you gotta hit the lab too, or there's just no point. Actually, you know what? Let me take care of that one. It'll be fun.
So, Marguerite's the one that blew up Omega Lab. I mean, I had a feeling like if it wasn't Sam who did it, then it would have been Marguerite. Probably. But, is that how it went? Like, seal off the whole cave. I'm presuming that's referring to the cave where the frozen Leviathan is. I mean, that's I think is where Sam died, when she was sealing off the cave. Not altogether clear on that.
Alright, Marge, old girl. We hate this greenhouse. So here are some pointers to remember so we never have to do the worst parts again. Too bad you can't fight malnutrition by hunting it down and killing it. So, first thing, insulation. First few nights the soil was rock solid. Ended up having to insulate the damn place with dehydrated kelp. Adding a thermal mass helped too. Heat barrels of water. Probably should have just eaten the damn kelp. But nope, my body was craving a salad. Wish I was just made of exosuit. Next, grow lights were a must-have. Gotta admit, I felt pretty proud of my first full crop of lettuce. Bet half of it to Preston. Chocolate will eat practically anything. Always spits half of it out, though. Another thing we have in common. The slobbery green mess makes good compost.
This snow stalker's named Preston. Adorable. So I got some blueprints here. What have I? Spicy fruit salad. Preston's plant leaf and fevered pepper. Surprisingly delicious salad with warming effects. Huh. It's in a little plastic container. Oh yes, and of course the plant shelf and the wall planter. So did Preston spit something out? I haven't seen these things before. Preston's plant? Consists of semi-translucent leaves and a sweet fruiting berry. It is hardy and capable of growing and eating in the harshest climates. Fruit contains a paralytic agent that humans are unable to properly metabolize, but for certain animals it can act as something of a mild sedative. Okay. So basically it's saying don't eat these. Pick up Preston's Delight. Delightful to some. Okay, so am I able to? Okay, hold on. Okay, so I can put it in a quick slot. Can I feed it to him? Right click to eat, but no, I don't want to eat these. I want to give them to Preston. How does this work? Okay, can I maybe drop it and then whack it with a thermoblade to extract seeds? Like the description basically sounds like I don't want to be eating these things, right? I'm supposed to feed them to Preston, and then he chews it up and spits something out, and that's what I'm supposed to use to make the salad. That's what the description tells me anyway. I can't pet him. It seems like I can't interact with him in any way. How about Marguerite? Can I interact with her? Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, it's probably just as well I leave off here. I generally prefer to head back to base before before saving it, but whatever. I think this episode's gone on long enough. Yeah. I'm not sure where this is supposed to go next. I mean, it could be that I've already maybe I've already exhausted everything at this point. Maybe that's all I was supposed to find. I was supposed to find out that Margaret and Sam had interaction. Sam said that she left the antidote and the thing. Like I've already cured the Leviathan at this point, right? Like I already found Sam's cure and injected it. So I've already completed that aspect of the the game or whatever. Of course, now that Preston's no longer blocking the way, I can probably maybe make my way back to Marguerite's original base and maybe I can get into that room that I couldn't get into before. That could be worth taking a look. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. The last thing Marguerite said just now is, to look on the bench if you want an indication what to do next, and it's it's the log about Sam saying she stashed the cure to the Kra in a cave somewhere. And I already found the cure in the cave, and I already injected the cure. So, is that it? Is that all the extra content that I missed? Or is there more that Marguerite wants me to do? Yeah, I don't know. It's possible Marguerite already said what I'm supposed to do, and I just wasn't able to concentrate very well. I am feeling a bit tired. I'll have to come back to this another time. But I'll probably make one more episode where I figure out anything else that I can do or am supposed to do. I'd like to figure out how to make that salad. Yeah, I mean, I can try eating the Preston's Light. Maybe, if nothing else, it might amuse Marguerite. See a xenobiologist eat a poisonous plant. LOL, see what your xenobiology degree got you. I'm a xenobiologist, not a botanist. I'm not a xenobotanist. Anyway, I don't know. Oh well. I'll figure out what to do. At some point. Yeah. Until next time.